Okay, next we just kind of have an interesting tweet from this guy, Murat Khan, who's working at this company called Soli AI. And he's just saying that he's replying to this tweet from Tariq, who works at Claude, which is that somehow skills are still underrated. And he has a cool tip, which is like, the reason devs still don't use skills is that they're generated by LLMs. 99% of AI generated skills are just slop. And he says the best way to build skills is to interview yourself, your repetitive tasks, and the tools you use to handle them, the order and context, protocols, and connections. You need to turn your entire life into markdown files and identify the tasks that can be packaged as skills, write them manually, and optimize them with LLMs. I think this is really interesting. I don't agree with the write them manually, obviously, because I don't agree with the idea that AI creates inherent slop. But obviously, there is a human piece where you have to be good at review to know if what it's writing is correct. And he does have a tweet as well that talks about this skills bench paper that shows like you have to extract the expert through interviewing because LLMs converge toward the median of their training distribution, which makes sense. And you don't want to be average. You want to like leverage that if you're a subject matter expert, all of the experience you have and utilizing all of that into your skills. And that's where it like makes sense to like really drive the skill creation for reuse for the models because they're not as smart as you are, or they're not as like deeply entrenched in the systems as you are. And there is a link here as well from this guy, Aaron, that has the skill authoring best practices from Claude. So definitely utilizing that makes a lot of sense, I think. And it talks about like being concise, not explaining it, things that it already knows, like what a PDF is the example they use in this link. So just very fascinating. And I don't write too many skills, but I do like how Claude Code does show you like which skills it's utilizing. And it definitely makes a big difference for like very niche projects where it's like, okay, here's the way you do this thing, or here's the person you have to reach out to if there's a person blocking, or, you know, certain rules that you've established in the company or certain connections that you have to make. So I just think it's very interesting, and, you know, still a lot of ways to go. I do think, just kind of like a tangent, but like I don't agree with like skills being like a GitHub repo. I really think they're more of like a real-time cloud thing that you can optimize and you can A/B test more than just being like a fixed markdown file. But, you know, agents work really well with markdown files, so I understand why it is the way it is, but I do think there is more progress that can be made there.